What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Silent Hill 3. Last time, we were stalked and creeped out by Stanley Coleman, who is an obsessive man who's apparently in love with Heather, and he's been leaving us so many letters. And he's not done, not by a long shot. In fact, there's another one right here. Punishment for brutality towards patient, 12 hours confinement in the special treatment room. Dismissal policy no longer in effect. Contact the chief if you have any questions. The trick is not to leave any marks. Bing Crosby would be proud. The chief is a pervert. Christy would have been better off if she had been fired.
You're fired! You're fired!
Not the note I was thinking of. But if you come over here to this far right room, yeah, there it is. That's the one I was thinking of. Flowing freely, your ebony hair like the night sky scattering fragrance. My heart clamoring in my chest like a storm, you trifle with it. Your pristine glance, like a feast when you smile. My thoughts disturbed, my breath like opium. It drives me mad. Eric, a great poet who conveys my feelings so well. I shouldn't have let this place get to me, I should never have gone crazy. But it's superbly enjoyable to drown in my love for you. But why won't you accept proof of my love? Don't stand on ceremony now. After all, you and I exist as one. What I give to you is the same as what I give to me. Signed, your biggest fan. This is Stan. Hit me back just to chat. Truly yours, your biggest fan. This is Stan. P.S. We should be together, too. Fits so well. Right, this door. So remember the picture we took last time and the code we got from behind that bloody shelf? That's where that comes into play, and the code was 5298. That grants us access to this floor's patient wing, and a couple of these rooms have some really important stuff in them. Let's see, 2 health drinks. This magazine article is really interesting. Teaching Despair, Hope House. Hope House, an orphanage on the outskirts of Silent Hill. But behind its false image is a place where children are kidnapped and brainwashed. Hope House is managed by the Silent Hill Smile Support Society, a charity organization sometimes called 4S. It's true that 4S is a well-respected charity that takes in poor children without homes and raises them with hope. But at its heart, it is a heathen organization that teaches its own warped dogma in lieu of good religious values. Mr. Smith, temporary, lives near Hope House, had this to say. Sometimes at night I can hear their weird prayers and the sounds of children crying. I went there to complain one time, but they ran me right out. Since then, it hasn't changed a bit. In fact, this reporter was refused admission when he attempted to take photographs in the facility. What exactly do the folks at Hope House have to hide? During my investigations, I was able to discover, however, a suspicious-looking round concrete tower which appears to be part of their facilities. Unfortunately, no one was willing to tell us what the tower was used for, but it seems unlikely that it has anything to do with the business of raising orphans. It may in fact be a prison or a secret place of worship. The cult religion that operates Hope House is known by the locals simply as the Order, which is a mistranslation, by the way. It's a religion that is deeply interwoven with Silent Hill's history, but its worshippers' fervent belief that they are among the elite chosen people has a dark and dangerous side. I intend to continue my investigation of Hope House and the cult behind it. I've always believed that telling the whole truth and showing the children the true path is our most important duty. Joseph Schreiber. Yeah, you have heard that name before, Heather. Now, the reason that's really cool is because remember in Silent Hill 2, there was an article in the trash about Walter Sullivan, who is the serial killer and the main antagonist of Silent Hill 4, The Room? Well, Joseph Schreiber, the author of that article, is also in Silent Hill 4. Goodbye, Heather. I'm sorry I wasn't able to respond to your love. It's all over. Leonard despises me because I made fun of it. It's saying it would come to this. If it weren't for his meddling, I would have been able to meet you in just a little while, and then I could have taken you to my world. A world for us alone, more beautiful than this one. And I had been waiting for this day, for today, the day I'd see you again, the day you'd save me, today. Heather, watch out for him. Leonard is no ordinary guy. Farewell, I loved you. Heather, my goddess, Heather, my lover, Heather, my... And with that, it appears that Stanley Coleman is dead. Oh, this is a good chance to test the taser out. And blocking, which significantly reduces damage you take. What the taser does is it will knock enemies down, but it consumes 1 battery every time you do that. Shit. Oh, there must have been a nurse behind me. I'm not going to bother messing with them because some of the nurses in Silent Hill 3 have revolvers. Anyway, like I was saying about Joseph Schreiber, you start the game as Joseph Schreiber, and he's also victim number 15, one of Walter's victims. And Hope House is also where Walter Sullivan grew up.
Hello?
Claudia.
No, I'm not.
Don't lie to me, Claudia. You're always trying to run from your responsibilities. Have you come to apologize? Or maybe you still don't realize how foolish you've been. The salvation of all mankind. Ah, what a ridiculous dream.
Wait, just listen to me for a second.
I've heard enough from you already. How did you turn out this way? Where did I go wrong?
Listen to me already. I'm not Claudia.
You're not Claudia.
My name is Heather.
Heather.
Who are you?
Leonard Wolf. I'm sorry. I thought you were my daughter.
Claudia is your daughter?
Oh, so you know her, do you? Are you one of her followers?
No, never. When I find her,
I can feel the hatred.
What?
Behind your words. The anger. You plan to kill her, don't you?
I'm sorry, but She killed my father.
She's a fool. But she's still my daughter. I was going to forgive her if she changed her ways. But I see it's too late. Heather, will you help me?
Help you?
I'm locked up in here, and I must stop Claudia.
Where are you now?
I'm not sure myself, but the door is at the end of the hall on the 2nd floor. I think I can be of help to you. I have a seal. Please.
A seal? The end of the hall on the 2nd floor.
And that was Leonard Wolf, the father of Claudia Wolf. And he sounds pretty disgusted by what Claudia is doing here. That is the same Leonard that Vincent wanted us to find here, our whole purpose for coming to Brookhaven Hospital. And Leonard wants us to go to the 2nd floor and go to through the door at the end of the hall, so that he can give us a seal. And as you can imagine, it's not nearly going to be that straightforward. So here we are in the patient wing. You could actually see the revolver in one of the nurses' hands back there. Yeah, they carry guns. They're strapped. And you might notice that this door is new and it's not marked on the map. Because this is a door to pretty much nowhere. There's no map of this place. And it starts to look like it's a giant labyrinth. It's nowhere near that complicated. You, in fact, cannot possibly get lost in here. It's mostly a series of straightforward hallways, with a couple nearby dead ends. It's not much of a maze, which I'm pretty thankful for, because everything here looks exactly the same. Alright. Oh, that's the door. Whoops. Is it left or right? I think the left one at that junction takes you to a dead end just around the corner. Yep, this is the right one. If you come up here, that door, or that gate closes behind you. You just make a U-turn and go through that one, which will open up when you approach it. I think this is the final room. Is that one gonna open up? No. So it is just left around the corner. That's fine. Ooh. The walls have started to bleed and crawl a little bit. And I think you guys know what that means. So, yeah, pull out my shotgun, because we're gonna see the return of some really annoying enemies. The Slurpers. Joy. Did that look familiar? Remember the VHS from Silent Hill 1? That was Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, who was so heavenly toward me in that hellish hospital room. So Heather's actually starting to come to grips with the fact that she is Alessa. In fact, she's starting to identify herself as Alessa in some ways. I've always loved the way this room looks. And here, we get our first really good look at Valitel, forever turning that valve. Valitel flashes up in the beginning of the game in that pre-rendered cutscene, and he's also, I think, behind the fan in the mall. And he wears this bloody apron, much like Pyramid Head, which I think I mentioned earlier. I'll explain the connection between Valitel and Pyramid Head later on. In fact, the robes are just like the people from the Nightmare Midwich Elementary in Silent Hill 1. I believe they're followers of Valitel, followers of the cult. His name means attendant of God, and if you die, Valitel shows up to drag you back to a Halo of the Sun to restart. It's following along the motif of the cycle of birth and rebirth. Same for the action he's performing of constantly turning the valve. Another symbol for the cycle of birth and rebirth, I think. This is one of the craziest nightmare worlds we have yet experienced in the first 3 games. And in here, there's a corpse strung up on the ceiling, and blood is constantly dripping down and being collected into this bucket. So we're just gonna back slowly out of here. Let me get another good look at that body. This nondescript body. God, this whole room is so nuts. It's kind of a smoky, fiery effect. Which, if you're familiar with what was done to Alessa, should make a lot of sense. She was basically horribly burned during a ritual when she was 7 by Dahlia Gillespie, who was attempting to birth the cult's god. I think I explained all this, though. Here we get the return of Slurpers. I'm not messing around with these guys this time. Oh, he ducked under my shot! No, no, no. Okay. Let me maybe get some distance. I think I'm out. This is well worth wasting like 6 or 7 bullets, just to avoid having to deal with slurpers constantly knocking me down. This room is awesome. So in the mirror, it's veiny red tendrils, blood crawling all over. And now it's starting to infest Heather in the mirror. Oh shit. Now it's seeping out of the faucet. Heather is covered in it in the mirror. The whole room is being engulfed. And eventually, Heather's mirror image just stops moving. So if you stick around in that room after it goes dark, if you stick around too long, you start slowly taking damage, and you can just die in there. So you have to, in the dark, make your way back to the door and escape. It's one of the coolest effects in the entire game. I really love that room. Oh, jeez. You got one knockdown. Okay. Now, I think I'm going down to the basement, right? Yeah, so you see we have a bunch of new basement floors to hit in the elevator. Basement 3 is the one you want to go down to. I think it's the only one with anything important in it. Or it might be the only one you can even hit. Down here, though, we are going to get a puzzle, a riddle that's way more straightforward than the last one we did. You see we have a bunch of numbered gurneys around here. And then number 4, I think this one is, has a note on it. Cock Robin, who hid the key away, is ash in the oven. Alright, the place he held is empty now and the doors remain shut tight. So this is based on a fairy tale that I've never heard of, the tale of Cock Robin. I know nothing about it, but I do know the solution to this puzzle, so hey. Burn the one who knows no death, pure adored by those above, no prayers within, just simple love. And now the pining hunter, the flames longing for his rebirth, a distant breath within the earth. Burn up that heavy body of his, make it wind, dancing in the sky, that bottomless gut, now a cloud, now a sigh. The sweet blood on his laughing lips now calls him to the gates of hell. There burns evermore that soulless shell. For 4 bodies return to the ashes, thus the door is opened. Thus the door is open. The point of this puzzle is that each numbered gurney has a verse attached to it. So our goal is to figure out which 4 verses from the 9 gurneys correspond to the verses in the riddle, and then arrange those based on how they were arranged in the riddle. And the numbers on the gurneys give you the code for the padlock. So we'll start here with number 9. The wren, with pure heart, is yet unrefined, makes us laugh with his feeble lip smacking, but still, we all know he shall never grow old, and he knows not how much he is lacking. So that one corresponds with the first verse. Burn the one who knows no death, who gives us the first number, 9, based on that gurney. The owl who forgot the sky, resigned to his poor earthbound state, hungry or full, it didn't matter at all, he ate and he ate, and he ate. So that one corresponds with the second verse. I don't know why, I guess it's just because I'm not familiar with the fairy tale this puzzle is based around, and that gives us the second number, which is 2. He seeks out her soul by his own black ambition, frightening her out of her wits, whispering love songs into her ear. What cruel Lynette wants, it gets. That one corresponds with the third verse, so that gives us our third number, which is number 7, the number of the gurney. Once again, here is the last one. Who killed Cock Robin? The sparrow, they said. He wants them all dead. To him, honey sweet is their sobbin'. And that one obviously corresponds to the 4th verse in the riddle. So now we have our code, which is 9271. And the other gurneys on hard are not relevant. In normal, there's no riddle, but they're all randomized. On easy, the oven is just open. There's no puzzle here. There was a puzzle here. It's gone now. And when we open the oven up, we get the cremated key. So now we'll go ahead and take the elevator back up to the 2nd floor. here. I believe we're heading into 2 more locker rooms. Hopefully I don't forget to pick up anything in those locker rooms, or visit them completely this time. I think there might be slurpers around here. No, there's nothing. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. It's this door. Somewhere from one of these stalls, there is what sounds like a telephone ringing. If I can just get to it. Stop doing that, Heather.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Oh, I forgot your name.
Who are you?
Oh, okay, thanks. Happy birthday, dear. Who are you? Happy birthday to you. Happy 31st birthday.
Is this Leonard?
That's the murderer's name, not my name. I'm not your beloved Stanley either. He's underground now. His new name is Number 7. But don't worry about that now. It's time to celebrate your birthday.
You've got me mistaken for someone else. Today's not my...
I'm not mistaken. Today is your 24th birthday. And I have a present for you. Which do you prefer? To give pain or to receive it? You can have the one you hate the most. Happy birthday to you!
But you're wrong. It's not my birthday.
This is a completely optional room. If you don't take that guy's call, then you miss out on something down the road. But again, I have to stress, completely optional. And the ages, this is pretty cool, the ages that the anonymous caller gives out, 31 and 24, which both obviously are not Heather's birthdays, or they're not her age, I mean. I think that's Valitel again. They're both references to Heather's alternate personas, Alessa and Cheryl. Alessa would be 31 if she was still around, and Cheryl would be 24. Heather is 17. And the way the timeline shakes out, just to recap, 31 years ago, Alessa was born. 24 years ago, when Alessa was 7 years old, she split her soul, and one half was reborn as Cheryl. 17 years ago, their souls reunited, and God was prematurely born and then killed by Harry, who is now dead. Reliving that painful memory. Alessa and Cheryl died 17 years ago, and they were reincarnated. Alessa was, anyway. Cheryl was a fragment of Alessa. Reincarnated as baby Heather. The guy also mentioned that Leonard is a murderer, and that Stanley Coleman is downstairs, and his new name is Number 7. Downstairs being Basement 3, the crematorium. And he was one of those bodies on the gurney, so apparently Stanley Coleman is now dead. Also, he's a gift waiting for us downstairs. That's what I was talking about when I said, if you don't take his call, there's something that you miss out on later. You cannot go into the room, which has our birthday present on it, in it. And the gift is based on whether or not we like to give pain or receive it, which will make sense later once we enter that room and receive our gift. Which gift you receive varies, but just keep that phrase in mind. Do you like to give pain or receive it? He'll give us a present based on which of those two options we hate the most. For now, we have a bag full of blood that we are just carrying around in mallet space. So let's go find a couple of uses for some things that we've recently picked up. Down here, we are heading into the examination room. Oh. Alright, he's either dead or playing dead. I'm not worried about the nurses anymore. Not now that we have slurpers. And there's an ampoule right there. A lot of dirty needles. And a memo. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to leave this memo for later on. For now, thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.